Good afternoon. I'm happy to welcome you to this class of Construction Management 1. In this class, we were talking about contract, where we discussed about various types of contract, and we still continue with types of contract. So in this class, we want to talk about unit pricing contract. Unit pricing contract. Unit pricing contract. When say about unit pricing contract, you as the contractor one day, or you can be involved in these types of contract. Then you're supposed then to find the contract condition. You are told it is a unit pricing contract. You're supposed to know the features of this contract before you buy into this contract. And we say this is a type of contract that is based on anticipated quantities of items. This is a type of contract. This is a type of contract that is based on anticipated quantities of items, which are counted in the project in addition to their unit prices, which are counted in the project with their unit prices. So it means you will be paid on the unit you have constructed. So we have a main aspect of unit price contract, where again this one you can be asked in an exam situation to state two aspects of unit pricing contract. So we say aspect stroke characteristics of unit pricing contract. Characteristics stroke aspect of unit pricing contract. And say items of works of the contract are specified with estimated quantities. One, aspect of work are estimated, are specified with the estimated quantities. Then another aspect we say estimated quantities are surveyed by the architecture or the engineer. Another feature we say contractor enter into unit prices against the estimated quantity. So it is the work of the contractor is just to give the prices of the quantities you are given in the bill of quantity. For example, you'll find when the consultant firm or the client has given you the quantities, you have to give the price of these items. For example, can be given, assume you are told to construct 30 cubic meter. We have the unit. This the BQ is sample of BQ. You have the description unit, then you have to put your price. So for example, now we have the quantity, then we have the unit. So for example, you can be told that we need 30 cubic meter of concrete. Then you as the contractor, your main role is to give a unit price of 1 cubic meter, then automatically you will have. So maybe your price, your place is as 3,000 Kenya shillings per cubic meter of concrete. So the contractor will the client will automatically know that he has to pay you the 90,000 shillings. They say payment is made on the basis of units of work actually done and measured in the field. and should be multiplied by the unit prices. So for you to be paid, they have to evaluate whatever you have done. Maybe in the bill of quantity you're supposed to make 30 cubic meter, but you as the contractor, maybe you need some partial payments and you have not completed this job. Then they have to do what is called the remeasurement. The remeasurement means they have to know what you have done and what is remaining, but they only pay you on what you have done. Again, another feature will say redeterminations of the unit process when substantial quantities or deviations occur is stipulated in these contract conditions. Then talk about the advantages of a unit pricing contract, and the following are the advantages. Say saving the heavy cost of preparing many bills of quantities by the contractors. Then say there's a fair basis for competitions, since every contractor can have to give in his unit pricing. Since the price may differ, there's a place in the estimation and costing, you'll be told how the prices can differ. So they are just for the reminder, we can have different pricing due to materials that one has quoted or the cost of the quality of the materials. Then another advantage, say this comparing with the if we compare it with the lump sum contract, then say changes in this contract can be made easily as compared to lump sum contract. Then in comparison with the lump sum contract, we say in unit pricing contract, there is lower risk for the contractor. So the contractor has lower risk since you know what you are supposed to be paid. So the following are the disadvantages of these types of contracts, since anything that has advantages must have its own disadvantages. Then say the exact price of the project is not known to the owner until the completion of this project. Then again, we talked about a contract or the construction industry, parties to construction industry. Parties to construction industry. When we talk about parties to construction industry, we have various setting ranging from the client up to the subcontractor. Say parties to construction contract, stroke industry. So the first basic one, we say we have the client or the owner stroke the developer stroke the developer. So we can any of the name or will match. You can say the client, the owner, or the developer. The developer, and say it can be this or the employer have said. This can be a firm or an individual that has a dream on how he or she would want his or her project to be made, and this person must have the capital for facilitating whatever he or she wants to be constructed for him. So the first thing, then another thing, he has to get into contact with various persons. He has to get into contact with the architecture, since it is the architecture who will be giving him the plans. After obtaining the plans from the architecture, he has to go into another contact with the quantity surveyor, where the quantity surveyor will tell him or her the cost of what cost will this project will cost him. After finishing with the architecture, he goes to the structural engineer, which will now analyze the forces depending on the weight that this building will be subjected to. So if you meet in the next class, now we'll be discussing about the roles of the client and other parties to a construction industry. Thank you.